The great pirate age is over. Burn all the ships because it is over. The greatest comic piracy site of all time, Read Comics Online, is down. I tried waiting out and hoping that it would return, but it's been way too long, and I think it's time to accept that it is really gone. This is one of the biggest blows to the comic community ever, and I'm gonna explain why. And if you care about this, then you're probably just like me. So you should subscribe so you don't miss more videos that you like. Alright, so RCO was exactly what it sounds like. The biggest and best comic book pirate site there was. You could type into Google, comic book online free, and it would be the first thing that pops up every single time. It had damn near every comic book you could ever think of. And if it was missing any, you didn't have to worry because it was gonna get added eventually. RCO was updated damn near daily, bro. The second that a comic book officially dropped, it was on RCO 2 seconds later, all free of charge, besides the multiple porn ads. And before you niggas start about how I just want free comics and I don't care about the industry, blah blah blah, whatever, shut the fuck up. Yes, I buy comic books. Check this one out. This is my Dynamite Ben 10 #2 Lucas Lee Garza variant cover. It's limited edition and only 250 of these exist. So yes, I buy comics, and yes, I really just wanted to show this off. I think it's really fucking cool. But now y'all understand, when I say all this, I'm not just saying this because I want free comics, I'm saying this from a genuine point of concern. The reason why this is such a big deal is because without piracy, comics really aren't that accessible. I spoke about this in a previous video, but if you don't have a comic shop near you, you literally can't get any comics. For example, you go to Walmart and you go to the book section because where else are you gonna find comic books? You look around and they don't got anything. They got manga, they got mid manga, they got good manga, they got amazing manga, they got the best manga, they even have absolute dog shit, and they got some shit you ain't never even heard of, but you don't see any comic books. But then you remember, comic books are kind of floppy compared to manga. They wouldn't be with the hardcover books. They would be near the magazines. Okay, that makes sense. So you go over to magazines and yeah, you don't see no comics. If you want to find comics, you gotta go down to your local comic book shop, which, hey, could be fun as hell. My local comic shop is lit as fuck, so I love being there. But what if you don't have a comic shop near you? You're just hoed. Now, I live in a very popular city, so there's plenty of comic shops near me. But if you live in bumfuck nowhere, actually, look, not even bumfuck nowhere. If you live in like a mid-sized city, getting comic books becomes extremely hard. Piracy is generally the only way for a lot of people to read comic books. But RCO being down is also a bad thing for preservation. RCO had every comic under the sun, including a whole bunch of old shit that can't be read anywhere else. Old comics can be really hard to get a hold of, but RCO made it a lot easier. It had high quality scans of everything you would need. And this is a really big deal because these big companies don't care about preservation. Comic history deserves to be preserved. And now one of the biggest archives is gone, man. It's gone. I don't think I can take this no more. Guys, my heart's breaking. You should subscribe and like the video to fix it.
Is this nigga serious?
Alright, piracy held up the comic book ecosystem for years. Everybody's reading pirated comics. That nigga you're arguing with on Twitter, he's reading pirated comics. That YouTuber with the really bad takes, he's reading pirated comics. That YouTuber with the really good takes, he's reading pirated comics. And yes, there are other pirate sites, but
I'm not feeling it.
They're just not as good as RCO. Some of these other pirate sites are literally taking their scans from RCO. Or were taking their scans from RCO. Fuck, man. Despite how popular comic characters are, comic books' position in pop culture is actually really weak. To most people, comic books aren't their own medium or their own story. They're just a bunch of pre-pictures for movies to reference but not adapt. So comic publishers shouldn't be making it harder for people who actually want to engage with the medium to do so. The fact that RCO is truly gone is so crazy because Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Archie, Dynamite, literally all the comic publishers had a silent agreement to just turn away and pretend like they didn't see it. But somebody broke that agreement, so now us comic fans are trying to point the finger, cause which one of you niggas ruined everything for us? Now, the running theory in the comic community is that Amazon is scouring the internet and finding every single pirated copy of it and destroying them and whatever site is hosting them. And that does make sense because every other comic publisher would know to leave RCO alone for the benefits of the comic community, but Amazon wouldn't give a fuck about any of that. Now, to be honest, I don't know about that theory because I don't know if Amazon has any ownership rights over the Invincible comic books. Obviously they got the show, but I'm pretty sure the comic book rights stayed with Image. But I have my own personal theory. You see, manga sites have been going down very often recently because they've been hosting webcomics and manhwa, and comic book characters have been getting quite a few webcomics recently. I remember I would go on RCO and I'm seeing comics I've never seen before. I'm sitting there thinking, hold on, how the fuck did a brand new Red Hood and the Outlaws get announced and I didn't hear anything about it? What? How is there a brand new Shazam comic out and I never heard anything about it? What's going on? And then I would click on it and it's a fucking webcomic. These webcomic niggas do not play about their copyright. Webcomic niggas would genuinely destroy the whole world if it meant that all the pirated copies are gone. And they would definitely destroy one pirate website, bro. So thanks, Wayne Family Adventures. You ruined everything! But if comic publishers really wanted to stop piracy, they could. Because piracy is the easiest thing to stop. Do you want to know why no one pirates music anymore? Because there's an easy and relatively cheap way to get all your music. You got Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Tidal, a whole bunch of other shit. People are very willing to pay for the stuff that they like, but you have to make it convenient for them. Stop making it hard for fans to give you our money. We want to give you our money. If you make it hard for us, we're not going to give you any money. But yeah, that's it. I miss RCO. Fuck, man, I miss RCO. Oh my God. Subscribe, bro.